Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda, the channel name is Alba Stitcher, and this is a Flosstube channel where we talk about cross stitch. This is Flosstube number 49, had to think there for a moment, and today is Tuesday the 16th of May. We again have glorious sunshine here in Scotland. It's actually quite, the weather we're getting is lovely. I would love to think this was it. It was going to keep and stay lovely like this. But we've had a couple of bank holidays, and for one of the bank holidays I went away to Oban, which is kind of further up on the west coast from where I am. And it was glorious sunshine, it was very warm, it was extremely busy with tourists, beautiful photographs. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen some of them. I also put some on Facebook. The next day, rain. Rain, cold, like winter had returned. This is the joy of living in Scotland. So anyway, I have an update for you. It's been 3 weeks since my last video. I have a couple of finishes, which is great. I worked on some of my whips. I brought one out, an old dusty one, and been working on that. I have some haul. I have a little bit of Stitchy kindness. I have a giveaway winner. I have a new giveaway, and I have a little flip through I'm going to do of something that I'd shown in a previous video, and now I have the kind of companion piece, so I thought I would flip through both of them. So welcome, thanks for joining me. If you're new here, I hope you stick around, and if you're returning, God bless you. You've done well for sticking by me for 49 videos. So enough of this fliff-flaff, and maybe I'll just get on with it. Let me arrange my... I have a lot here. Let's start with finishes. It's the best way. You may remember when I was at my Stitchy retreat earlier on in, was it March, I think we were there, I purchased this little chart. I don't have the chart because I've sent it on to someone else. And this is by Ink Circles, and it's called Assorted Sorts. And I stitched this on 28 count bouquet by Paul Stitches. And I used just all the called for over dies. I would suggest that if you're going to do this, you just get the DMC. I don't think you necessarily see the variegation in any of them really. Maybe a little bit in the pink and occasionally in the yellow, but this is it. It's all finished. I absolutely love stitching on this, and as I said when I showed it on my last video, I totally get this as being part of the Stitchy community, because we are all so very different, and that's the best thing. Nobody wants to see all of the same stuff. We all show different haul. We all stitch on different projects with different fabrics and flosses, and that's really what I enjoy about the stitching community. So I finished this off. I then went through my stash that I have, and I have the Lady Dot Creates the Licorice, and this is the pom-pom. I'll show that's way better. And I'm going to organise myself, because I'm never organised, to post this off to Lynn to get it finished. I do have a sewing machine, and I have made pillows before, but time is really against me these days, so I'm probably going to post this away with a couple of other things to get finished. But that's my finish on it, and I loved it. The chart is away to somebody else. We did a little swap, so I hope she enjoys it as much as I did. My second finish that I've had, and can I just say today's the 16th of May, and if you've watched me before, you know that I've been doing these lovely monthly Quakers, and here is May's done, well and truly within the May's deadline. I started at the beginning of the year a hashtag called Year of Quakers 2023, and my plan was to stitch on each of these monthly Quakers, which are from the Needleart Wendy. Do each of them in the month, so in May stitch May, in April stitch April, to hopefully finish all 12 by the end of the year. And so far I've kept up with it. The hashtag is great, and I love the hashtag because when I look on Instagram, what I see is lots of people who are doing the same design clearly, but they have different threads and different fabric choices, and it's really quite refreshing just to see everyone's take on it. These are not smalls. They appear small, and as you look, you're like, oh yeah, 79 by 115, that's great. Yeah, it's a big chunk of my stitching time taken up on this. But so far, I'm loving it. I've shown you all the previous months, they're hanging up behind me. My purpose is once I have them all done, I'll have them all as flat finishes and I can just swap them out every month. But yeah, they're great. I love a Quaker. Yeah, but there's a lot of stitching in them, and people who are keeping up, well done. And people who are dipping in and out is also really good. So some people maybe only have one that they want to do, maybe their birthday month or something to celebrate a particular kind of maybe an anniversary. That's perfectly fine as well. I've actually got another Quaker because one Quaker's not enough in the month. So I've started another Quaker, which I'll share with you as well. But this is my May Quaker, and it's from the Heart Needleart. And this is stitched on 32 count platinum. And it's using all the called for over dyes. I must admit, I love the beetroot. So see if I just bring that close. The variegation in the pickled beetroot is great. They're all classic colourworks this month. And I actually have June pulled, which I'll show you in a second, but that's me all done. So that was my 2 completes and my 2 finishes this month. Let me show you June, because I have the little bag here, so I can just show you the chart and the thread for June. Got the threads here. So the June Quaker looks like this. Looks like this. And I was not too sure about it, but since I've pulled the threads, yeah, I really like it. I'll show you on this so you can have a little look. So that's the June one. Anybody wanting to join in, then this is what I'll be stitching on in June, and I think my fabric's going to be summer khaki. I think that's what I'm going to stitch it on. But I only decide the fabric, yeah, when it's kind of time to start stitching. But I have absolutely loved stitching on these. Yeah, I'm so pleased I decided to do it. So the hashtag is Year of Quakers 2023. I'll include all the information below if anybody wants to join in. There's still more than half a year to do it. Okay, so let's continue talking about Quakers, and because I do love a Quaker design, and because I don't have too many whips, that's a joke. For anybody who knows me, you know that I have lots of whips. I thought I would start this little one again from Wendy from the Heart Needleart, and it's this one called Quaker Birds. I'll show you it this way just so that you can see the design really quite clearly. So I decided to pull my threads from my stash, and I chose these 3 from Tom and Lily Creations. As you know, I'm in that thread of the month it is. I have this month to show you. So what I decided to do was just to quickly look at the chart and kind of look at the names of the birds, names of the floss, and it should be stitched in Weeks Dye Works, Pink Sand, Jaybird and Oscar. So I just went through my Tom and Lily's, and these were the 3 I chose, and this is what it looks like. And this is stitched on 36 count. I have a wayward needle here. Maybe take that out a second. I'm stitching this on 36 count. Zweigart Winter Moon it is. I'm doing it 2/2 To be honest, I wish I had done it 1/1, but only because the front looks fine. If I bring it a little bit closer for you, the front does look fine, but I feel the back is so bulky. I don't often stitch on 36 count. I've done some pieces, but I normally just gravitate towards 32, but I wanted to try and get this one a little bit smaller. It's not a huge stitch, it's 91 by 52, but I really like these threads, so I wanted to try and use them, and this is what we get. So Quaker Birds by from the Heart Needleart, and I'm hoping, I'll just put this needle back in here, I'm hoping that I'll have it finished by the next time I see you, which I should do. It's not a huge stitch. Stitched on it at the weekend, so we'll see how far I get on it. But yeah, really, really cute design. I have another one, Quaker Blooms. It's kind of shouting at me. I have it all kitted up. So I might start that after this one as a little kind of, not a travel stitch, but just a little kind of, I don't know, palette cleanser maybe. Okay, so what else have I been stitching on? I also, you may remember, started a SAL with the lovely Karen from Weedy Flowers Creations, and we started on this one here, which is Kindred Spirits. It's by Teresa Kogut. I love a Teresa Kogut chart. I've got lots in my stash. I've actually got another one here that I purchased, so I started this. I only stitch on this 1 day a week, although I may stitch on it a little bit more often to try and get some more progress. I am loving it. It's a really good, do you know what it is? I love the colours. It's all DMC. It's all very a muted palette. I love the folk art kind of style of it. So this is my progress so far. I'm trying to get a full page finish before I move on. So as you can see at the bottom here, this is where the page ends. And I've just started working up here at the top, up here at the top for the page corner. If I show you the chart again, it'll make sense. So yeah, that's my plan. The reason I'm saying I might stitch on it a little bit more is I've been watching some progress from other stitchers who have a 5-for-5 rotation. It's actually Chris, the camping stitcher, that I noticed had made some great progress on some of her whips. But I believe it came from Carol Saltbox Stitcher. So my plan is to maybe emulate that in maybe the month of June and see how that goes. I do kind of flit around a little bit when I'm stitching. Sometimes I stay on a project for a few days or to try and finish it like I did with the Monthly Quakers. But in general, it's just how I feel that day, depends on how I stitch. So maybe I do a 5x5 and see how I can get some progress, because I have quite a few larger whips which I don't work on really at all. I have Halloween and Quilt by Corey E. Batacori, I'm sure, and it's quite a large design. There's 9 blocks and I think I've done maybe 4, so it would only need some attention maybe till I get over the halfway, and then once I'm halfway in a project I really do feel the motivation to finish it. But as you know, I'm a really big process stitcher rather than product stitcher. I just like stitching. I'll stitch on anything, but I would like to try and get some stuff finished. Hang on a second, I just want to take a little drink. So yeah, hopefully you'll see a little bit more progress on this one, but I really do like it. I'm in it for the long haul, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. So let me just put it in my project bag. And I will stitch that on that one today because it's Tuesday and I normally do a kind of Teresa Tuesday. What else have I been stitching on? Well, it doesn't end there. I had been watching Stitching Faye. I don't know, I've mentioned her in the past, Stitching Faye. She is Heidi, she's based in the US. I watched Stitching Faye and she had done quite a few kind of Mirabilia, Nora Corbett, whip parades. She got me thinking, you know, I do like a fancy lady, I really do, but I try not to have too many started at once. But I have this Nora Corbett started. There's a little note in my chart. I don't even think I've noticed that. Oh, it's just about the changes to the treasures. I had started Peony Fairy. Yeah, I'm not sure when I started it. And I thought I should really pick that up and see if I can get some more progress. So that's what I've done. And here is my progress on Peony Fairy. Again, there's a long way to go. I'm trying to get up to her skin. These wings are done in Krynic. I've swapped them out for Petite Treasure braid, but it still requires the metallic threads. But I was wanting to try and get her skin and her face and that done, so I've stopped working on the skirt and I've tried to move up. So yeah, I worked on that, made a little bit of a progress on it. Although I'm saying this now, I don't want to start another one without finishing this one. There is a strong possibility that I will anyway. This is stitched on 32 count fabric flare springtime. I'm sure it's called springtime, and you can just about see that there's a kind of mottling in it of blues and yellows and greens against the beautiful kind of colour of the fairy here. So yeah, so this is also stitched, and I stitched from the chart. I didn't make a photocopy. I don't know why. I do know why actually. I haven't copied it because anytime I've copied a Mirabilia chart or a Nora Corbett chart, it never comes out so well. So I end up always just stitching from the actual chart. So here are the beads. There's not so many beads and treasures, which is good. I'm not great at beading. I just need more practice. It's not that I can't do it, I just need more practice. And there are no Karen water lilies in this one, which is a shame because I love a Karen water lily, but it's all done in DMC. So I'll probably kind of plug away a little bit on this one because I have enjoyed stitching on it. I've got a little bit to do, but these are not huge. The Nora Corbetts are not huge, not compared to the Mirabilias, and I have some lovely Mirabilias all ready to go. I've managed to get all the queens, so the spring, summer, autumn, winter queens. I've also bought the holiday queen, Sun Goddess, I think that, so the most recent one I've purchased, and I'm eyeing up Gypsy Queen. But I mean, these are huge, so the likelihood of being able to display them in my house is yeah, it's very small. But anyway, so I've really enjoyed working on the Nora, and my plan would be to do the witches. Nora Corbett's witches, there's 12 I think in total. I believe I've got most of them. I might have 10 or 11, and I've got some of them kitted up. So there's a couple there that I'm quite eager to start. So that's all what I've been working on, whether it's finishes or whips. But I've got something. I have a little Stitchy Meetup planned for the weekend, which I'm really looking forward to. And I've decided I'm going to do a new start. We're only in May, and I know we're only in May, but I'm aware that there's quite a few Christmas pieces I want to stitch. Some are just small ornaments, but some of them are a little bit bigger, and this one in particular is one that I want to get stitched. And this is part of the coffee series, I think. Heartstring Samplery Beth Twist has done. I think, is it going to focus? Please focus. Yep. I have them all, including the new ones that were released, but this one is the one I think I'm going to start with. It's a gift, as I say. It's called The Coffee Drinker's Confession, and I think it basically says I don't have a problem with coffee, I have a problem without coffee. And the person that I'm stitching this for is an avid coffee drinker. Its stitch count's 150 by 70, and it's all over dies, so it's a mixture of Weeks, Gentle Arts and classic colour works. I've got it all kitted up with the threads. So these are the threads. Let me show you. let's see, I'll just arrange these threads. And I kind of struggled a little bit with fabric, but I'll show you my choice and you can let me know. So here are the threads. They're all the threads that we're using. You don't need one of my hair in there. So they're all the threads. And everything I kind of looked at, one of the kind of coffee shades all merged into it. So I thought, oh, this is not going to work. I'm just checking what the, yeah, it's Wren. So the called for fabric is Wren. I don't have Wren at the moment and I couldn't get a piece. Normally I just go to 1, 2, 3 Stitch if there's a picture of this plus I really want. I couldn't get anything. So I had kind of mucked around with a few other ones. But this is the one I've decided to go with. So you can tell me what you think. This is part of a club that I'm in because I spend my life gathering fabric and threads. This is it here. I'll try not to show you because if you get too much light it just kind of goes right through it. And this is 32 count. Here is the tag here. This is by Fabrics by Crafti Kate. I'll show you the tag if I can get it off. Okay, so this is the tag here, and this was her fabric of the month from February. Is it going to focus? Yeah, fabric of the month from February, and this is 32 count linen. And I think actually this is it. I think this is the one that I want to use. I think it's just got enough. So it's not just totally plain, it's got enough mottling, it's got enough kind of changes in the fabric which will allow all the threads to show up. And I'll show you. So this is the one again. That's the one for this design here. So Coffee Drinker's Confession. So my plan will be to start this on Saturday at my little Stitchy Meetup. We'll see how I go, but this is for a Christmas gift, so I need to be careful because I can kind of get myself a bit worked up about finishing things on time. And I know it's only May and it's not a big stitch, but I do get easily distracted by shiny objects and other lovely charts. But I will try and keep this one and get it finished, and then I'll get it framed so that I have it. There's a few ornaments I want to do, but they're not as urgent. I can wait to do them. And there might be another piece that I want to stitch. It's hard to say, you know, give me a second. It's hard to say what you want to gift to people because you put a lot of time and effort into it, and obviously you want them to appreciate it but enjoy it. The last thing I want to do is give a gift to someone that they don't like. So I'm always very reluctant when I'm deciding to stitch something for somebody. It's not really about my time and effort because I love stitching. I'll stitch anything. It's really about whether they would like it. But I know this person would certainly appreciate this. So what else have I got here? I do have a few pieces of haul, some of my fabric clubs that I'm in and thread clubs. Let me share them. So the first one I want to share is the wonderful Tom and Lily Creations. And this was the threads that... for May. This is the thread club for May. Let me show you these, and I absolutely adore the colours. Let me see if I can hold these up. So these are May's threads. You know, this is when you could do with a little assistant, someone here. Unfortunately, Alba's not good enough. I don't even know where she is at the moment, who could arrange it all. But there's the threads. It's a fabulous colour pack, and I think these threads are really good value. It's €33 all in. That includes shipping. You can get 10% off if you use Alba 10, but they're actually great value. They're big skeins of loveliness, and the colour are just divine. I like it that it's a little bit of a surprise, and my plan had been to open these last time my video, but unfortunately I don't like doing it without Melanie, who owns the company, to say if she's disclosed the colours or not. I don't like just kind of bombarding and just going ahead and doing it. So I also received, and this came in I think just around the same time. Sorry for this. My cottage garden threads, as you know, I'm in a thread of the month there as well. It's not threads, threads. And these are from Poppy Patch, which is actually a quilting shop in the UK. But every month I get sent 5 cottage garden threads. I've now got quite a good stash of them. Some of them are highly variegated, where this is what I struggle with, if it's highly variegated. But some of them are quite solid. As you can see, this one here is quite solid. So yeah, that was my cottage garden threads that came in. And I also purchased a piece of fabric from Chromatic Alchemy. And this will rustle. They all use these biodegradable bags now, which is great, but they're all really noisy. So this was Fabric of the Month. Yeah, Fabric of the Month for April, would it be? It would be for April, I think. Could have even been March, but here it is here. There you go. I just loved it. This is called Funfetti. This is the even weave 32 count. I just absolutely loved it. I saw a little picture and I'm like, I'm having a piece of that. That looks really nice. And yeah, really nice big piece. Great kind of range of colours. As well as being bizarrely neutral as well. Can I say that? It is somewhat neutral, as well as having all these colours in it. Absolutely love that. So that came in. I'll not wrap that back up because it is so noisy. And I've also purchased some charts because, yeah, what would life be without purchasing charts? Some of these I had to wait. They had been released and then they were sold out. So the first one that I want to share with you is this one by Pansy Patch Quilt and Stitchery. And this one is called Stitcher's Retreat House. Is it going to focus? Yeah. So it's in the same vein as the other ones that I showed in the previous video, which I think was Tulip House. And is it Summer House? Summer Manor? So that's this one. Not so big. 133 by 136. Yeah, stitched on 36 count vintage country mocha, which I probably will do it on, and it's all listed as DMC. So that's really cute. I had to wait for that to come back in. I think it had been really popular at Nashville, so I got that one. And I had mentioned Chris, the camping stitcher. If you don't watch her Flosstubes, I would certainly recommend. I'll link her below. She has done this 5 by 5, and what that means is she works on a project in a month for 5 days, and then she switches over to another 5 days of a different project, and then in the month you've stitched for 25 days and you still have a handful of days left over at the end of the month that you could use for other projects. So she had been working on this chart. All right, is it going to focus? Please focus. Yep. And this is Crochet a Gogo, and it's, I think it's just Winter Sampler or Winter House, is it? Let me see, Winter Sampler. So here I need to try and get it to, and I just absolutely loved it. If you stitch or if you show something with an owl on it, I'm in there. So I hummed and I hawed, and I was like, I don't know if that's an international term, humming and hawing. So when you're like, oh well, don't know, maybe. And I saw online that you could buy the PDF. And while I was tempted to get the PDF, I didn't click add to cart, which is unusual. I hung off, and then Chris showed her finish, so hop on over to her Instagram, which is the Camping Stitcher. Showed her finish, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to get that. I love it. And it's all worked in DMC. I need to try and kit it up. I've got one. I've got one, but I need to try and get the rest of the threads. And I think that will certainly be a start after the summer. Yeah, so that's winter sampler, which I love. So I purchased that one. I also purchased a Teresa Kogut chart, which was this one here, called Soul Sisters. And you can see it's very similar to the Kindred Spirits one that I'm doing with Karen. But I really like that one as well. This one is not quite as big. It's 87 by 68, but there's still quite a lot of solid stitching in that. But yeah, I'm going to do that one. I'm also going to live to be 500. I'm also going to grow some more arms so that I can stitch on multiple projects at the same time. And what else do I have here? Oh yes, you may remember I had purchased this one here, which was the Blue Work Pairs by Annie B's Folk Art. And I had said I wanted the red work ones, but they were all sold out. It's been really popular. Lovely Michelle from Mama Loves You GB, she very kindly gifted me her red pairs because she had finished it. So that's really good. So I now have the red and the blue, and my plan is to stitch them in Dinky Dyes. So I purchased some Dinky Dyes silk just because I wanted to. The first one I purchased, this one is Evening in Paris. I will maybe show it on the board. And this one is Heartthrob. It's not quite as bright as that. But they were the silks that I think I'm going to do these little pairs in. That's my plan anyway. And I'll probably do them on Vintage Country Mocha, I think. So yeah, I kind of picked up these silks, and I bought these silks from Arts and Designs, where I buy a lot of my thread. So yep, so I'll just put that in there, and then we're kind of organised. Oh yes, and I'm also part of a Fabric of the Month, and it's from a company that I've actually bought fabric from in the past, and it's West Green Loft Yarns. I'm wondering if I can get one with their logo on it so that you can see it. Maybe this would work. Let me see. So West Green Loft Yarns, and you get a little, comes wrapped up in a little box, and here was the piece of fabric that I ordered. Get to the fabric, Amanda. Stop yapping away. Here it is here, and this is 32 count linen, so it's Belfast. It's a kind of mocha coloured, I'm trying to see, that's the not right shade at all. Come in closer, maybe you'll get it. So it's a kind of mocha with a hint of rose, I would say. But yeah, even this so close is not the right colour, and as I just go back out, it just kind of blows out. But it's lovely, really pleased. I've got quite a few pieces of fabric from her. She's, I think, traditionally a yarn dyer, but she's got into kind of threads and fabric. So I've got a couple of pieces of fabric and some threads from her. But yep, that was the Fabric of the Month that I got. I think this was the first one, so it would have probably been April. I know a few people have also in the club. She's now based in the north of Scotland, which is good. See if I can try and balance that there. What else do I have? And I also had purchased this book here. You may remember that I had shown this book in my last video, just organising the giveaways lying there. In my last video, which is The Red Letter Day by Teresa Venette, who is Shakespeare's Peddler. But then she had a second book out at market, Most Humble Hands, and I thought I'd like to try and get a hold of that. So I've managed to get that. These books are not easy to find in the UK. You can buy them directly from Kit and Stitcher if you want to download them. This one I got from Arts and Designs, and this one I got from Patchwork Rabbit. And I just wanted to quickly just flip through to show you. I will need a piece of paper because I don't want to show the charts. And now my great idea of balancing everything here is going to go back on. So there we go. Sorry, I just wanted to take something from the printer. So let me show you this one first. Red Letter Day. There's I think 8 in here, but these books are really nice, I would say, as eye candy. There's lots in them, lots of nice pictures, a little bit about each of the different types of samplers that are here. This one is all full of marking samplers, so it's a little bit different. But I just wanted to show everyone the samplers that are included. So there's this one. They're a little bit more of a substantial purchase, so I can understand why some people wanted to see them, the flip through, and I totally get that. Here we go. Careful not to show any of the charts. Okay, so that's number 2. And here's number 3. Obviously these are all red because it's called Red Letter Day. It's been a long day. I'm having a tough time at work just now. It's really heavy going. That's number 4. So there's that's the original, sorry, and there's the reproduction. And I appreciate that not everybody wants to stitch alphabets, but I just like the range here. Let me show you this one, number 5. Yeah, and then there's just here, I should say, I'm just flicking through now. I'm just wanting to make sure there's no charts, just to show you the last few pages of it. So I actually thought this book was good value for what you're getting in it. And there's this one here, which I really, it's a really cute little one, but I definitely don't want to show you the chart because you'll be able to. There you go. And this one here at the back. For the amount of charts that you're getting in it, it's, for me, it's good value. So yeah, a little bit of eye candy with this one. And then this is, so that was last year. Was it last year or the year before? Let me check. Was it last year or the year before? The year before, so 2021 for this one. And then last year, or this year, market. Oh goodness, I'm getting all my years mixed up. She released this one, which is Most Humble Hands. And as I say, this one is all about marking samplers. I mean, look at this in the back. I'm not sure. I think Teresa did do a flip through in her channel. But again, they're a little bit more expensive, but for what you get in the books, I think they're worth it. This one's got quite a lot of history. This has just, I literally just got this, I think, maybe yesterday. I think it came in over the weekend when I wasn't here. So it's literally just come in. So I've not really had so much time. I have a favourite, which I'll show you in a second. So you have this chart included. And you know, a lot of the marking samplers won't be finished because that's the very nature of them, that they're partial. And I'm wondering if I can show this without showing the chart, which is on the bottom part of this page. Okay, so here you go. There's the sampler. There's the original. So I think a little bit of poetic license there for the missing pieces. And I'm obviously covering the chart. Let me see. We have this one. We have this one. I hope you can see this clearly. I'm trying to, I don't know, I just don't seem to have a good camera angles, but I definitely wanted to do a flip through so everyone would have an idea if they wanted to purchase it or not. So yeah, actually there's a bit of chart on this one, so this one's really quite unusual. I'm not an expert in samplers in any way. There's plenty of floss tubers who talk and only stitch samplers where you'll get some great information. That's certainly not me, but I do like a sampler. And this is my favourite. And it might be my favourite because it's green, I don't know, but this is my favourite. I love it. Prickly Beasts. I just love it. So yeah, this will probably be the one that I do. So Anne St John and 2 Prickly Beasts. Yeah. And then this one here. And finally, I think that's it. Yep, the back of the book. So that at least maybe that's helped a few people if they've been thinking about buying these books. That's the most recent one then, Most Humble Hands. Not easy to get a hold of, but Patchwork Rabbit certainly have them at the moment. Okay, let's skip along here and get wrapped up. 2 things left to do. The first thing is the giveaway. So you may remember in my last video, I was giving away this lovely project bag made by the lovely and talented Pauline from SewBeBags. I have several of these bags. I love them. It's got the beautiful ticking inside. She does the lovely kind of button on the zipper pull at the end. It's got a little bit of trim here. It's lovely. You had to use the word spring. I did the random comment before I sat down. And the winner, and I don't know your name actually, but it's Stitching from Gnome Cottage. So if you are stitching from Gnome Cottage, can you get in touch with me? You can either message me on Instagram or email me. My email address is in the box below, and I will get this project bag in the post to you. Finally, gosh, I've got a lot today. Finally, I wanted to do another giveaway. I was very kindly and generously sent 2 copies of the new Bella Filipina chart from Arts and Designs, who are based here in the UK. And it's this one here, which I think is called Poison. Yeah, the Poison Apple. I'm not taking it out the chart, but I want it out the plastic, but I want you to be able to see it. So I was gifted 2. One is obviously for me to stitch, and I have several Bella Filipinas. I've not started one yet, but this one may well be one that I'll start. It's actually not that big. I'll leave that there and I can give you the information of this one. It's 107 by 188. It's just out this year, so it's the new one. I'm trying to see if it's got the fabric maybe inside the chart. I don't want to open it. So if you would like to be entered into a chance of winning this chart, I will post anywhere. What I asked is that you don't use giveaway or prize or anything in your comment. Use the word apple. So the word apple, my favourite fruit. Use the word apple and I'll do a random comment picker in my next video, which will probably be 2 or 3 weeks time. And I'll send this. Please make sure you're over 18, please, so that you can give me your address. Don't use any of those words, so that the trolls don't get it. And yeah, I think that's us. Thanks for those who bought me a coffee, which has been great. Thanks for everyone who comments, likes, hangs around, likes to chill out with me. Often on a Tuesday now, somehow. Tuesday seems to be my day. I better tidy up this mess and hopefully get stitching on my Kindred Spirits. I hope you're all well, enjoying your weather, whatever you have. I hope it's as nice as it is here in the west of Scotland, and I'll see you in a few weeks. Take care. Bye bye.